السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: ألا يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: الكيس من دان نفسه وعمل لما بعد الموت، والعاجز من أتبع نفسه هواها، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Yes, before we start, there is a number placed here, and yesterday we said those who want to ask questions can either WhatsApp or message to this number. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Before we commence, inshallah, we'll just do a brief recap of what happened yesterday. Yesterday we started off with saying that the glad tidings that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given, that whoever comes to the masjid with the intention of learning something, learning a chapter of ilm with the intention of learning something or teaching knowledge, he gets the reward of a haji, and whose hajj is complete. So alhamdulillah, we have come with that niyyah, and we keep hoping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will grant us that reward, inshallah. Yes, from the aspects that we discussed yesterday, firstly was why the law of inheritance. And we explained there that Islam wishes to safeguard our wealth so that our children benefit from our wealth. That's why the law of inheritance in Islam. And then we gave different proofs from Quran and Sunnah, and we said that one of those aspects which is explicitly explained in the Holy Quran is the aspect of inheritance. And then we discussed as to what makes up the estate, and we said from pin to property, each and every thing that that person owned, whether it be a pin or his property, everything will form part of the estate as long as it was valid ownership and he did not earn in a haram manner. Then the sequence of dispensing the estate, we said we start with funeral expenses. This comes out of the estate. Thereafter, paying of debts. And in debts we discussed debts which are owed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and debts which are owed to people. Both kinds of debts will be fulfilled according to the Shafi'i madhab, and only the second one according to the Hanafi madhab. Then we talked about bequests. That is, if one makes a bequest to leave a certain amount of wealth for somebody, and we explained the difference between bequest and a will. A will contain a bequest, but a will is a document written before passing away about what should happen after one passes away in regards to his estate also, and then other aspects also we discussed. And we did the various aspects of drawing up a will. And then we discussed the conditions for the distribution of the estate. And from amongst the conditions we mentioned, death has to be established. We should know that the person is dead. Otherwise, we would not distribute the estate. Second, the inheritor should be alive. If the inheritor is not alive, the son passed away before the father, the family of the son will not inherit. And in that we explained simultaneous death. That is, there's a car crash, a plane crash, may Allah save each and every one of us from that, where they die together and we cannot establish who died before whom, then none will inherit from the other. And then also the relationship between the two has to be confirmed. And these things make a person ineligible to inherit a homicide, then difference in faith, an illegitimate child. Inshallah we'll be talking more about illegitimate child later, because there were a lot of questions that came in regards to that. So we'll be discussing that later, and also slaves. Then we came to the types of heirs, and we said yesterday that we will be starting from here today. In the types of heirs, we said there are three types. That means inheritors. Those who inherit from a person, there are three types. One is Dawil Furud. In Arabic, we will be calling them the sharers. They are the legal heirs. They are those heirs for whom there is a stipulated share in Sharia. Those heirs for whom there is a stipulated share mentioned in the Holy Quran. The ayats that we read, ayat number 11 and 12 of Surah Nisa, Yushikumullahu fi awladikum. And the last ayah of Surah Nisa, in this the shares are stipulated. For whom there are stipulated shares, we will call them Zawil Furud, or the sharers. In English we will call them the sharers or the legal heirs. Then number two, we have the Asaba. Yes, Asaba, we are calling them the residuary. Inshallah, we will be discussing each and every one of them separately. But just for us to understand, Asaba, we're calling them the residuary. That means they take residue. They take what is left over. They have no stipulated share in the Quran. But after the Zawil Furud take their stipulated shares, now whatever is left over, the Asaba take. They are called the Asaba. They take the leftover. Sometimes when there is no one else, they will take the whole wealth. And at number three, we have the Zawil Arham. Zawil Arham, we have translated that as distant relatives. Zawil Arham is used for relatives, but relatives who do not fall in the first and second category. Relatives who do not fall into the first and second category, they will come under Zawil Arham. And we said that they only inherit in the absence of the above two. Now yesterday, the last thing that we discussed was, we are not going to go into detail about Zawil Arham, because generally we will find relatives from the first or second category. We will not have to go to the third category. But I prepared a slide which briefly explains about Zawil Arham. So we'll first explain that, but Zawil Arham, you all must understand, they are number three. Number one is Zawil Furud, second is Asaba. Third is Zawil Arham. So Zawil Furud, the sharers, Asaba, the residuary, and those who do not fall into these two categories, we have said that they will form the category of Zawil Arham. Now, Zawil Arham also, there is no specific share mentioned in the Holy Quran for Zawil Arham. And I said they are the last to inherit. Yes, some scholars, especially in the Shafi'i madhab, the Mutaqaddimin, they were of the opinion that Zawil Arham will not inherit. After Asaba, there is Rad, etc., which those who learn Mirath know. Then we will go to Baytul Mal. The wealth will go to Baytul Mal. So for example, a person passed away, he did not leave behind any sharers, any Asaba, any Zawil Furud, and no residuary, no Asaba. Then all his wealth will go to Baytul Mal al-Muslimin, to the Baytul Mal. That was the opinion of the Mutaqaddimin, the scholars of the past in the Shafi'i madhab. But the contemporary Shafi scholars say, especially we're living in countries where there is no system of Baytul Mal, etc., and keeping the other opinions also in front, fatwa is given that no, Zawil Arham will inherit. Zawil Arham will inherit. And what will they inherit? They will inherit the share of the person they are related through. They will inherit the share of that person that they are related through. We'll give it a minute. Okay. The person they are related through. Now, I have given certain examples of Zawil Arham here. For example, the daughter's son. Now, grandson, we will discuss. Son is from the Asaba. He will inherit for sure. But the daughter's son comes under Zawil Arham because he's connected through the daughter. Now, in the absence of Zawil Furud and Asaba, now he will inherit. So obviously his mother is not there. If his mother was there, then she would inherit. Now, how much will that daughter's son inherit? He will inherit the amount that his mother would have inherited. Because he is connected to the Mayyit, to the deceased, through the mother. So, look at the words again. They will inherit the share of the person they are related through. Through whom they are related? That person. So, this daughter's son is related through the daughter. So, he will get the portion that the daughter would get. What portion the daughter would get? We will discuss it inshallah. Likewise, mother's father. Now, father's father, he will inherit. He will inherit from the first two categories. Mother's father, he comes under Zawil Arham. So, how much will he inherit? What the mother would have inherited. What the mother would have inherited if she was alive, mother's father would inherit because he's related through the mother. Likewise, brother's daughter. Brother's son inherits as Asaba. But brother's daughter, she does not come under Asaba. She comes under Zawil Arham, distant relative. So how much will she inherit? What the brother would have inherited if he was alive, that's the amount that she will inherit. Likewise, mother's sister. Father's brother, he inherits as Asaba. But father's sister does not inherit as Asaba. Mother's sister does not inherit as Asaba. How much will mother's sister get? She will get the portion that the mother would have got if she was alive. And so on. So just a brief idea. I told you Zawil Arham. There's a lengthy discussion on Zawil Arham, different ways that Zawil Arham would inherit. But in brief, they would inherit the amount, the person they are connected through, how much he would have inherited or she would have inherited when he or she was alive. That's the amount they are going to inherit. This is as far as Zawil Arham is concerned. Now, previous slide we said three types. Zawil Furud, the sharers, Asaba, the residuary, and Zawil Arham, the distant relatives. I feel I'd rather use the Arabic terminologies here. I think you all will get used to it. So when I say Zawil Furud, we are talking about those who have shares. So firstly we are going to talk about Zawil Furud now. These are the Zawil Furud mentioned in the Quran. In the verses, Yusikumullahu fi awladikum lidzakari mithlu hazzil unsayayn and so on. These portions have been mentioned in the Holy Quran. And those who inherit these portions, they are called the Zawil Furud. So yes, from amongst them, firstly we have the father. How much does the father inherit? He inherits 1/6. Father inherits 1/6. But father, we must also understand, he also comes under residuary. So we will be discussing father under residuary also. And we'll discuss father separately when he gets 1/6, when his residuary is Asaba. When he is Asaba, when he is Zawil Furud, we will discuss that. But the father gets 1/6 as mentioned in the Quran. وَلِأَبَوَيْهِ لِكُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْهُمَا السُّدُسُ. Sudus that comes in the Quran is this 1/6. Then the grandfather, he also gets 1/6. Basically, grandfather takes the place of the father in his absence. So he will inherit just like the father. Then we have the husband. The husband, he inherits either half or 1/4. Half when there are no children, 1/4 when there are children. Then uterine brother. What do you mean by uterine? Uterine means connected through the mother. The mother is the same, father is different. They're born to the same mother, but different fathers. She got a child, husband passed away, she married again, she got a child again. They're siblings. They are siblings. Two sons means they are both brothers, but from a different father. From a different father. They're called uterine brothers. So uterine brother, he will get 1/6 when alone, 1/3 when two or more. Inshallah, we will discuss that. Then we come to the mother. So these are the four males. If you see father, grandfather, husband and uterine brother. These are the four males who inherit stipulated shares. And how many females? 8 females. Total 12. Total 12. So fixed shares. There are more females who get fixed shares than males. Because most of the males come under residuary. They come under Asaba. And we'll be discussing the Asaba in the next slide, inshallah. Then we have the mother. She gets 1/3 when there are no children and when there are no two or more siblings of the Mayyit, then she gets 1/3. And she gets 1/6 when there are no children or no two or more siblings. Then the grandmother gets 1/6 in the absence of the mother. She gets a stipulated share of 1/6. The wife, she gets a quarter if there are no children, and 1/8 if there are children. Again, uterine sister, same as uterine brother. The portions are the same. 1/6 when alone, 1/3 when two or more. Then the daughter, she gets half when there's only one daughter. She's alone. There's only one daughter. And she gets 2/3 when there are 2 or more daughters. They will share the 2/3. 2 daughters, they will share it 1/3, 1/3. And if there are more, they will all get together and share the 2/3. Then we have granddaughter. When we mention granddaughter in the will furud, remember, when we mention granddaughter in the will furud, we are referring to the son's daughter. We are not referring to the daughter's daughter. We are always referring to the son's daughter. Daughter's daughter, she's in the will arham. We are not going to discuss her. We are only referring to the son's daughter, or son's daughter, and so on. So granddaughter. Then we have full sister. Full sister, it is a scientific term also. I mean, don't think that language-wise it's incorrect. In the language they call full siblings. Who are full siblings? Where the father and the mother is the same, they are called full siblings. So a full sister, where the father and the mother are the same. Why we have to write full sister? To differentiate from uterine sister. So a full sister, she gets half when she's alone, and 2/3 when there are 2 or more. And likewise, consanguine sister. Consanguine sister, we can call her the agnate sister. The agnate sister, that means the sister who's connected only through the father and not through the mother. Let's say a person is married to 2 wives. He gets one daughter from one wife, another daughter from the second wife. Both are sisters. Both are sisters. But their father is the same, mother is not the same. So we call them consanguine sisters. They also inherit half when they are alone and 2/3 when they are 2 or more. So you can see daughter, granddaughter, full sister, consanguine sister, their portion is the same in the Holy Quran. Their portion is the same in the Holy Quran. So these are the Zawil Furud. Now Zawil Furud, each and every one of them, will discuss them separately. We'll discuss them separately. That means we'll take the father and say, okay, father in this situation he gets 1/6, in this situation he's residuary. We'll take the daughter and say, okay, this situation she gets half, this situation she gets 2/3. We will discuss them separately. But before we go to them, let us also discuss the asaba, so we have an understanding. So next we discuss the asaba. Now who are the asaba? They are males related to the deceased through males. Understand correctly? Asaba, they are all males. They are all males. Primary asaba, they are all males. And they are related to the mayyit, to the deceased through males. In between there is no female. In between also. He is also a male, and in between to the relationship to the mayyit also, there is no female, there is all male. Now son comes as an asaba. Brother is an asaba. Brother's son is an asaba. But the moment a female comes in between, daughter's son, he is not asaba. Sister's son, not an asaba. Although males, but since there is a female in between, they are not asaba. So who are asaba? Very clear here. Males related to the deceased through males. They are the asaba. And there are 4 categories of asabas. 4 categories of asabas. One is the descendants. And this is the first category. And I have numbered them because they will inherit in that order. When the first group is there, second group will not inherit. When the second group is there, third group will not inherit. When the third group is there, fourth group will not inherit. So that's why we have to remember them in the order. What is the order? First comes the descendants. That is son, grandson. That is the son's son. I told you, daughter's son, she's out. Because he's connected through the daughter. Then, and so on. So son, and great-grandson, great-great-grandson, and it carries on. It carries on. So, that is the first category, the descendants. The second category is the ascendants. Ascendants means what? Father, father's father, grandfather, but we mentioned father's father because he's the one who comes as asaba. And so on. His father and his father and so on. So these are the ascendants. Third category, the collaterals of deceased. Collaterals means on the same level as the deceased. Now who's on the same level? His sibling. And here we're talking about males, so we're talking only about brothers. We're talking only of brothers. So whether it be a full brother, like we saw, full sister and consanguine sister. So here it can be a full brother and a consanguine brother. Here we haven't mentioned uterine brother. Who can tell me why? Let's see. Who's attentive here? Uterine brother is not mentioned. Yes, good answer, because mother is involved. But we already mentioned uterine brother here. He is in Zawil Furud. He doesn't come under Asaba. Uterine brother is in Zawil Furud. The ruling for him is separate in the Quran. It comes in the last verse, verse number 176 of Surah Nisa. There the ruling of uterine brother and sister are together, that they either get 1/6 or 1/3. So that's why he's not mentioned here. Here we have only full brother, consanguine brother. And it doesn't stop there. Their sons, and their sons, and so on. So all the nephews also come under Asaba, but nephew from the brother, not from the sister. Not from the sister. And the fourth one, collaterals of the father, who are on the level of the father. Who are they? The father's brothers. Father's brothers. We call them uncles. But I did not use the word uncle because mother's brothers are also uncles. In English we don't have a separate word. In Arabic, it's and khal. Two separate words. But in English we call them all uncle. Today everyone is our uncle. So any elderly person we call him uncle. So father's brother can be a full brother, can be a consanguine brother, and then their children. Father's brother's children, uncle's children are who? Cousins. Understand? They also come under Asaba. And their children and so on. So these are the Asaba. Now I have put them in a chart, easy for us to understand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is the descendant. Now this is the deceased, the Mayyit. So his descendant, son, and so on. Then his ascendant, father, father's father, and so on. Third category, father's son. Who's the father's son? Brother. But I have mentioned father's son to show that the son is connected through the father. Connected through the father. Mother's son won't come here. Uterine brother won't come here. So father's son, then his son, that brother's son, then that nephew's son, and so on. They all come under Asaba. And fourth category only, father's brother, that is the uncle, then father's brother's son, the cousin, and the cousin's son, and so on. These are the four categories. And they will inherit according to that number. Like I mentioned before, they will inherit in that preference. First preference will be given to son, then grandson, then great-grandson, and so on. In the absence of any of them, only now we turn to the father. Until the son is there, father does not become Asaba. He does not become a residuary. And then after father, in the absence of father, grandfather, in his absence, great-grandfather, and so on. In the absence of this second category only, we will look into the third category. The moment we see first category or second category, third category, we just eliminate them. Finish. They are not in the picture. They are not in the picture. So then only we go to the third category, and there's no one from the third category, only then we go to the fourth category. That's why we see very rarely do cousins or uncles inherit. Because they have to go through all this. There should be no son, then there should be no ascendants, father, grandfather, etc. There should be no brothers, no nephews, nothing. Only then we go to the uncles. So, and then the uncle's children and so on. That's why we see it's very rare that the cousins inherit. Okay. So these are the Asaba. So we looked at Zawil Furud, the 12 Zawil Furud. Understand, in that 12 we looked at 4 males and 8 females. Then we looked at the Asaba, who are all males. Now, amongst them, there are 6 who have confirmed shares. 6 who have confirmed shares. What's the meaning of confirmed shares? The following 6 will always be entitled to a share, never deprived. You won't find any situation that any of the 6 do not inherit. In every situation, they will inherit. Son, come what may, he will get a share. There's no situation that the son doesn't get a share. Daughter, come what may, she will get a share. So a person passed away, he has a son, he has a daughter, they will get a share anyhow. Regardless of whether it's big or small, they are going to get a share for sure. Likewise, parents. Father and mother. So first two, children definitely inherit. Parents will definitely inherit. Mayyit left behind any parents, there's no doubt they are going to inherit at any cost. Likewise, spouse, the husband and the wife, they're going to inherit at any cost. So these six will definitely inherit. Now thereafter, we'll look at them one by one. Now, what I'm going to clarify first is, amongst these, I'm not going to discuss the third and the fourth category here. Because third and fourth category will only go when the first and second are not there. So if the first and second are there, we're not going towards third and fourth, so we don't have to discuss them in detail. We only have to understand that the third inherits when 1 and 2 are not there, and number 4 inherits when 1, 2 and 3 are not there. And who comes under number 3 category? Brother, brother's son, his son, and so on. And when we say brother, we're talking about father's son. Father's son. So either full brother or consanguine brother. Who comes in fourth category? Father's brother. Full brother or consanguine brother. Then his son, and so on. Third and fourth category won't be discussed. The rest, we are going to discuss them one by one. One by one. We start with the son. Because son is the main heir. He is the main heir. When after a person passes away, he leaves behind inheritors, you must see the son is the hero there. The son is the hero in our language. He is the main inheritor there. So, and like we saw in the previous slide, confirmed shares, son is there. So son will always inherit. Son will always inherit. There's no one who deprives the son from inheriting. No one can stop the son from inheriting. Father can come there, mother can come there, wife can come there, anyone can come. But son will definitely get a share. Will definitely get a share. But now here, with every inheritor, I have mentioned this. In his presence. In his presence. That means, when the son is there, who gets deprived? Who gets deprived? That we will discuss. Who gets deprived due to the son? All brothers and sisters. All brothers, sisters, nephews, uncles, cousins, etc. Like we saw in Asaba, brothers, nephews, cousins, from the 3 and 4, all deprived. All deprived. Likewise, sisters also. When the son is there, sisters get nothing. So the moment question comes, and we see the son there, we eliminate brothers, sisters, and uncles, cousins, and so on. All eliminated. Second, the father. Now we said son is number 1 and father is number 2 in this chart. Son is in number 1, father is in number 2. So father won't inherit as an asaba, as a residuary. Asaba, residuary. Father won't inherit as an asaba. But now due to the son, he will get only his stipulated share, 1/6, no more. When the son is there, father is getting his 1/6, nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. So he is going to inherit his stipulated share 1/6 and not as a residuary. Because as a residuary he is going to inherit all the leftovers. So here father is not getting leftover. Who's getting leftover? Son. Okay. Next, the mother and the spouse. Because of the son, they will get their lesser share. Now under mother and spouse, we put mother, when there's no children, she gets 1/3. When there's children, she's getting 1/6. Who caused that 1/6? The son. The son caused her to get 1/6. Likewise the spouse also. The son caused her to get 1/6. So the mother and the spouse will get the lesser share. And his sister, the son's sister, that is the daughter of the Mayyit. Daughter of the Mayyit, she will become a residuary. Now the daughter of the Mayyit, how much she is supposed to inherit? Half if she is alone. 2/3 if she is 2 or more. But here, because of the son, what's happening to her? She's become a residuary, and she will not receive a stipulated share, will share the balance with him on the scale of 1:2. She will inherit half of what the son is going to inherit. The daughter will inherit half of what the son is going to inherit. So the son caused all these differences. Firstly, he deprived all brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, nephews, etc. He deprived the father of a bigger share and told the father, you're getting 1/6 and that's it. The mother and the spouse, they get a lesser share because of the son. Likewise, his sister, that is the daughter of the Mayyit, is not getting her full half or 2/3. She's going to share with the son on the scale of 1:2. This is how strong the son is when it comes to inheritance. So although you did not find the son's name here, some would have been shocked. Zawil Furuz. These are the first category and we don't find the son there. Yes, son comes under Zawil Arham, son comes under Asaba, the residuary, but he plays the biggest role. He plays the biggest role in inheriting and he deprives a lot of people. Then after the son, we discuss the grandson, son. Now difference between son and grandson is son will inherit at any cost and grandson will only inherit in the absence of the son. And in the absence of the son, he takes the place of the son. So like son deprives all these people, the grandson will also now start to deprive all these people. So same thing, all brothers, sisters, nephews, uncles, cousins, everyone will be deprived. They will not inherit. Yes, father also, the grandson, the same effect that the son has on the father, the grandson also has on the father. He will deprive the father of the residuary and the father will now be inheriting 1/6. Mother and the spouse also will get a lesser share, just like the son. Only difference is here. His sister, the granddaughter of the deceased, will become a residuary. Not the daughter. With the son, daughter becomes a residuary. With the grandson, the granddaughter becomes a residuary. The daughter will get her stipulated share. So we go back to this. Here daughter was getting a half or 2/3. That she will get. What the grandson will do is the granddaughter now will not get a stipulated share. Granddaughter will become a residuary and she will inherit on the scale of 1:2, half of what the son gets. This is the son and the grandson. Thereafter we move on to father. Father also, like the son, will always inherit. There's no situation where the father does not inherit. But father, like we mentioned in the son, he gets his stipulated share of 1/6 in the presence of children, grandchildren, etc. He will get his stipulated share of 1/6 in the presence of children, grandchildren, etc. and will inherit as a residuary in the absence of the son, grandson, etc. So basically father inherits in two ways. Here I have mentioned that he inherits a prescribed portion as 1/6 and also he comes in the second category of residuary, of asaba. So he inherits in two ways. But he will inherit in both ways only when the son is not there. When the son is present, then he is only going to get his 1/6 and he will not be a residuary. He will only inherit his 1/6 and he will not be a residuary. The moment the son, grandson is there. But the moment the son and the grandson is not there, he will get his 1/6 share also and he will get his residuary also. So, father, we need to understand this much. 1/6 he is getting anyhow. 1/6 he is getting anyhow. Over and above that, he will get only in the absence of the son, not in the presence of the son. That puts it very clear. Father is going to inherit his 1/6 at any cost, but over and above 1/6, he will only get in the absence of the son and not in the presence of the son. Then, what effect does the father have? In his presence, grandfathers do not inherit. Because grandfathers take the place of father. So father is there, grandfather will not inherit. Likewise, brothers, sisters, nephews, uncles, cousins will not inherit. Because all of them come in category number 3 and 4. And father is in the second category of asaba. He deprives all the others from inheriting. So all these sisters. So again here, the moment you see father in the picture, you must know brothers and sisters are gone. Brothers and sisters are not inheriting in the presence of the father. So this is the father's. So once we know the father, we know the grandfather. When I say grandfather here, I'm talking about father's father. I'm not talking about mother's father. I'm talking only of father's father, because mother's father does not come under asaba. Mother's father neither comes under the will furud or asaba, he comes under the will arham, mother's father, because connected through the mother, and asaba are connected through males, the father. So grandfather will inherit only in the absence of the father. So moment you see father, grandfather is out of the picture. And then, like the father, he will get his stipulated share of 1/6 minimum. Children can be there, he's going to get minimum 1/6. But in the absence of son, grandson, etc., he will get over and above that, he will get the leftover also. So 1/6 is stipulated for him, but he gets the leftover also in the absence of son, grandson, etc. Yes, what effect does the grandfather have? Same effect as the father. Same effect as the father. All nephews, uncles, cousins, etc. will be deprived. There's only one difference. About the father we said, this is the father, brothers, sisters, mentioned in the father, under the father. Under the grandfather, brothers, sisters, not mentioned here, under those who get deprived. But, I have mentioned them separately, brothers and sisters, when the grandfather is there, will not get their usual share. Now what share do they get? Now this is very much in detail. Those who, the ulama sitting here will know in Mira, we call it Maqasamatul Jad or Muqasamatul Jad or Jad Ma'al Ikhwa. That is, when father is there with brothers, there are many different methods in which the brothers will inherit. So we can say they will share. When the grandfather, sorry, not the father, when the grandfather is there with the brothers and sisters, they will share the portion with the grandfather, making sure that grandfather at least inherits 1/6. Because there is a debate as to, in the presence of grandfather, should the brothers and sisters inherit or not. Yes, in the Hanafi madhab, there are a few Hanafis sitting here. In the Hanafi madhab, in the presence of the grandfather, brothers and sisters do not inherit. That's it. Full stop. We don't go further. But in the Shafi'i madhab, they inherit, and when they inherit, we will have to now, they will share whatever is left over with the grandfather, and there's many different ways for them to share. When such a situation comes, we should consult ulama there, because it's very tricky. So this is as far as the grandfather is concerned. So we discussed son, grandson, father, grandfather. Now we come to the mother. Mother and the grandmother. Mother and the grandmother. Now mother, we said parents will always inherit. Parents will always inherit. But the mother, like the timid mother we have in this world, even when it comes to inheriting, she's very timid. She's very timid. See, and the mother haven't written in her presence so and so is not inheriting. Because it's only the grandmother who doesn't inherit in the presence of the mother. Everyone else, she does not cause any effect to anyone else. So, mother being the kind and loving mother in this world, even as an heir or as an inheritor, she's kind and loving. Yes, she will get her full share of 1/3. She will get a full share. The mother's maximum share is 1/3. She will get that full share in the absence of children or 2 or more siblings. There's one child, regardless of whether it's a male or a female. So the mayyat has a son or a daughter, mother is not getting 1/3, she's getting 1/6. In the presence of children, she's getting 1/6. Likewise, mayyat has 2 or more siblings, brothers and sisters, 2 or more. There's only one brother, no problem, she's getting 1/3. There's only one sister, she's getting 1/3. We are talking about the mayyit, not her sister. About the mayyit. But if there's 2 or more, then she's only getting 1/6. So, who affects the mother? Either a child or 2 or more brothers and sisters. They affect the mother and they make her inherit the smaller share and not the bigger share, not her full portion. وَلِأَبَوَيْهِ لِكُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْهُمَا السُّدُسُ فَإِنْ كَانَ لَهُ إِخْوَةٌ. There the Quran uses the plural form. And there the ulama explain that plural form here is for two or more. So two or more brothers and sisters will give her a lesser portion. Yes, with mother I have mentioned true grandmother. Why true grandmother? This is istilah, a terminology used in Mirath. Terminology used in Mirath is nothing to do with the grandmother saying the truth or not. Who's a true grandmother? Who's a true grandmother? We call her Jadda as-Sahiha. Jadda as-Sahiha. That she is related either through the mother or through the father or grandfather who generally inherits. Father or grandfather who generally inherits. Because when it comes to grandmother, we're not talking only of grandmother, we're talking about great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, etc. So, if in between she's related through a grandfather who is not inheriting, for example, mother's father does not inherit. So mother's father's mother, mother's father's mother, will she come under a true grandmother? No. She won't come under true grandmother. Mother's mother will come under true grandmother. Father's mother will come under true grandmother. Father's father's mother will come under true grandmother. So, in between there should not be what we call a Jad Fasid. That is, a grandfather who does not inherit, then she will be a true grandmother. In those who study Mirath, we draw a chart for that and we identify as to who's the true grandmother and who's not. But a true grandmother, basically a grandmother who generally inherits, she will get 1/6. 1/6. Only when the mother is not present. Basically she is taking the 1/6 share of the mother. So in the absence of mother she will inherit. In the presence of mother she will not inherit. That's all we need to know about the grandmother. So the mother, she either takes 1/3 when there is no children and when there is no two or more siblings. Likewise, she gets 1/6 when they are present. And the grandmother inherits 1/6 in the absence of the mother. Thereafter, we move on to spouses. About spouses, detail is there in the Quran. وَلَكُمْ نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ أَزْوَاجُكُمْ إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُنَّ وَلَدٌ and so on. Where the husband gets either half or 1/4. Half or 1/4. And here, the problem is only children, grandchildren, etc. Children, grandchildren, etc. When the children, grandchildren are there, they are present, then he gets 1/4. When they are not present, he gets half. As simple as that. So you see children, you say the husband is getting 1/4. You don't see children, you say the husband is getting half. That's the two different situations of the husband. Likewise, wife, very similar, but she gets 1/4 and 1/8, basically half of what the husband gets. Half of what the husband gets. So when there are children, she gets 1/8. When there are no children, she gets 1/4. But about the wife, I have mentioned something extra. Because husband can be only one. A woman, when she's passing away, she cannot pass away leaving behind more than one husband. But a man, when passing away, can pass away leaving behind more than one wife. So if there's more than one wife, what do? Every wife we give 1/8? No. We tell all the wives, you share the 1/8. So if there is two wives, they'll share the 1/8, 1/16, 1/16. If there's four wives, they will share the 1/8, 1/32, 1/32, and so on. So they will have to share that 1/8. We are not going to give 1/8 to each and every wife. That's not going to happen. So that is the ruling. That's why we said we'll share the portion when more than one. This is as far as the spouses are concerned. So we've done children, we've done parents, father, grandfather, mother, grandmother, and we've done spouses. Now, under children, we did son, now we come to daughter. We come to daughter. Daughter being child will always inherit. She will always inherit. How much will she inherit? Like we explained in the chart, when alone. What do you mean when alone? When she is one. When she is one. That means, person passed away, left behind one daughter. Left behind one daughter. How much is she going to inherit? Half. But the condition, like we will see, there should be no son. There should be no son. She will inherit half. When she is two or more, there are 2 daughters, 3 daughters, 5 daughters, 10 daughters, a person left behind. all of them will share 2/3. Because if you give half to each and every one, then if there's 10, we need the estate times 5. We can't do that. We have to only give what is there. So 2/3 is maximum. 2/3 is maximum. More than that we cannot go. So we'll say you share the 2/3. But both this is in the absence of the son. In the absence of the son. The moment the son comes in, she becomes a residuary. That is, she becomes an asaba. She becomes an asaba. And how much will she inherit? She will inherit half the portion of the son. The Quran says, لِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ حَظِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ يُوصِيكُمُ اللَّهُ فِي أَوْلَادِكُمْ لِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ حَظِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ. The son will get twice the amount of the daughter. So daughter will get half the portion of the son. Yes, what effect does she have? In her presence, what happens? Like we saw in the son's presence. This what happens in the son's presence. Likewise, in her presence, what happens? That's what we're going to see here. Son's daughter will receive only 1/6, where there's only one daughter and will be deprived if there are 2 or more daughters. We must understand that the maximum portion of the daughter is 2/3. Where maximum portion of the daughter is 2/3. Let's say a person passed away, left behind one daughter and one granddaughter. One daughter and one granddaughter. Okay? And when we say granddaughter, who are we referring to? Son's daughter, not daughter's daughter. So daughter's daughter is out of the question. She is in Zawil Arham. We are only talking about granddaughter means son's daughter. So one daughter, one granddaughter. How much will the daughter get? Half. What's her full portion? 2/3. 2/3 minus half is how much? 2/3 is basically 4/6 and half is 3/6. So what balance? 1/6. 1/6. That 1/6 we will give to the granddaughter. That's why we're saying the son's daughter will receive 1/6 when there's only one daughter. But when there's 2 or more daughters, they will already take the 2/3. There will be nothing left for the son's daughter. She will be deprived. So if there's only one daughter, granddaughters get 1/6. But if there are 2 or more daughters, granddaughters get nothing. Granddaughters get nothing. Understand? So this is the ruling as far as daughters and granddaughters are concerned. So in her presence, the granddaughter is going to be deprived. But if there's only one daughter, she will get 1/6. She will get 1/6. Otherwise she was supposed to get half or 2/3. But she's getting 1/6. Something is better than nothing, they say. Something is better than nothing. Another effect that the daughter has is sisters will not inherit their stipulated portion, but will inherit as residuary. Now sisters' stipulated portion, as we saw earlier, was like the daughter, half or 2/3. And we will check that again. Half or 2/3. Now that portion will not be given to the sister when daughters are present. When sons are present, sisters are gone. Nothing. But when daughters are present, sisters become residuary. They become asaba. And what will they take? They will take leftover. So for example, if daughter takes 2/3, how much is left over? 1/3. Okay, 1/3 will give to the sister on condition there is no other heir. On condition there is no other heir. So sisters will inherit only, will not inherit their stipulated portion, but will inherit as residuary. And when we say sisters here, we're talking about full sisters and consanguine sisters. We are not talking about uterine sisters. Uterine sisters will not inherit with daughters. Uterine sisters will not inherit with daughters. Okay, this is as far as the daughter is concerned. One other effect that daughter has, which I haven't mentioned here, is what we mentioned under the son, is this effect. The mother and spouse will get a lesser share. Mother and spouse will get a lesser share. Like the son affects that, the daughter also affects that, and the same effect will be caused by the granddaughter also. So I did not mention it here, that should come in here. Then we go to the granddaughter. So daughter is understood. Basically daughter gets half when she's alone, 2/3 when she's 2 or more, but on condition son is not there. The moment son comes in, daughter becomes a residuary, she becomes an asaba. She's going to take leftover with the son on the scale of 1:2. And what effect does she have? she deprives the granddaughter, but when she's alone, then she will give 1/6 to the granddaughter from her share. And then she deprives the sisters of their stipulated share, and sisters become asaba. They become residuary, and like we showed, she makes the spouse and the mother take a lesser share and not the maximum share. This is the daughter. Then we come to the granddaughter, and I have clarified here son's daughter. Now, like the daughter, now son should not be there, daughter should not be there. Only then granddaughter will inherit. Granddaughter, when alone, she takes half. When alone, she takes half, like the daughter. When two or more, she will take 2/3 and they will share the 2/3 just like the daughter. And 1/6 when only one daughter is alive. 1/6 when only one daughter is alive, like we saw here. What we saw here that the son's daughter will receive only 1/6 when there's only one daughter. That's what we are saying here. When there's only one daughter alive, then she will receive 1/6. And she will not inherit in these circumstances. When the son is alive, or two or more daughters are alive. When the son is alive, she will not inherit. When two or more daughters are alive, she will not inherit. Yes, she becomes a residuary in the presence of the grandson. The daughter, we said, becomes a residuary in the presence of the son. Granddaughter becomes an asaba in the presence of the grandson. What do you mean becomes asaba? She does not get a stipulated share. She does not get a stipulated share. And what effect does the granddaughter have in her presence? Sisters will not inherit the stipulated share. Sisters will become residuary. So granddaughter is basically like the daughter. She's basically like the daughter, but only difference is the son will deprive her, whereas the son makes the daughter a residuary. That's the difference between granddaughter and daughter. Hope it is clear. So she gets half or 2/3 or 1/6 when the daughter is alive, and she will not inherit when the son or two or more daughters are alive. And when the grandson is there, with the grandson she will share whatever is left over on the scale of 1:2. What effects does she have? She has an effect on the sisters. They become residuary due to her, and also on the mother and the spouses. Mother and the spouses in the presence of granddaughter also, they will get a lesser share. They will get a lesser share. This is the granddaughter. Now we come to the sisters. We have full sister, then we have consanguine sister, then we have uterine. Full sister. Like the daughter, she gets half when alone and 2/3 when two or more. But when her brother is there, in the presence of the full brother, she gets half the portion of the brother. She becomes residuary. She will share with the brother when the brother is present. That is the full sister. Also, when daughters, granddaughters are there, then too she will become a residuary and she will take the place of the brother. Like we mentioned here, sisters become a residuary. Same thing we are mentioning here now. So in two cases she becomes asaba. Residuary, asaba. In two cases she becomes asaba. One, when her brother is there. Mayyit's brother, Mayyit's full brother, her brother is there. With the Mayyit's brother, she will inherit on the scale of 1:2. Also, when daughters, granddaughters of the Mayyit are there, she is not going to get a half and 2/3 because who's taking it? Either the daughter or the granddaughter will take it. What does she get? She gets leftover. She gets leftovers. And she takes the place of the brother. So we know this is when the brother is not present. When the brother is present, then she will go according to this, where she takes half the portion of the brother. But when the brother is not present, and the Mayyit has a daughter or a granddaughter, daughter, granddaughter will take stipulated share, and the sister will become asaba. She will take leftovers. And she will not inherit when the father, son, grandson, etc. are alive. Father, son, grandson, we said, brothers and sisters, they are deprived. So when brother is deprived, sister is automatically deprived. Wherever a brother is deprived, sister is automatically deprived. Yes, what effects does she have? The only effect she has is upon consanguine sister, whom we're going to learn about now. Where consanguine, I told you, father is one. So in her presence, the consanguine sister will receive only 1/6. Like we said, between daughter and granddaughter, same relationship now between full sister and consanguine sister. When she's 2 or more, consanguine sister doesn't get anything. But when she's 1, then consanguine sister will get 1/6. That means she takes half and gives 1/6 to the consanguine sister. Now same thing we will learn in the consanguine sister. So what we need to remember about the full sister is she takes half when she's alone, 2/3 when she's 2 or more, and she becomes asaba in 2 situations. One, when her brother is there with her brother, she will inherit on the scale of 1:2, or when daughters or granddaughters are present, she will take the place of the brother. And the effect she has is only upon the consanguine sister, and in the presence of son, grandson, father, etc., she will not inherit. Now we come to consanguine sister, same as a full sister. Very similar to a full sister. She will also inherit half when alone, 2/3 when 2 or more. Yes, the third line, that is where the difference is. She will inherit 1/6 when, I have made a mistake there, we need to correct that. When only one full sister is alive. Not only one daughter, it should be when only one full sister is alive. What I mentioned here. When there's one full sister, she gets 1/6. That is what is mentioned here. When only one full sister is alive, then she gets 1/6. So please understand that correctly. That shouldn't be one daughter, that should be one full sister is alive, she gets 1/6. And like the full sister was residuary in 2 places, she will be residuary in 2 places. What are the 2 places? One, in the presence of a consanguine brother, not a full brother. In the presence of a consanguine brother, she becomes a residuary. If the full brother is there, she is deprived. If the full brother is there, she is deprived. But in the presence of a consanguine brother, she will become residuary and take half the portion of the consanguine brother. Likewise, when daughter, granddaughters are present, she will take the place of a brother. She will become residuary again. Just like the full sister, here also she becomes a residuary when daughter, granddaughter are present, and they're taking the half and the 2/3, she becomes a residuary. When will she not inherit? When 2 full sisters are there. We can add to that when a full brother is there. We can add to that when 2 full sisters are there, or when a full brother is there, when the father or son or grandson, etc. are alive. In these cases, she will not inherit. This is as far as a consanguine sister is concerned. Does she have any effect on anyone? No. She does not have any effect on anyone. So she's either getting half when she's alone, 2/3 when she's 2 or more, all this on condition that there's no full sisters, there's no 2 or more full sisters, there's no full brothers, there's no father, there's no son, grandson, etc. And in the presence of one full sister, not one daughter, one full sister, she gets 1/6. In the presence of 2 or more full sisters, she is deprived. In the presence of a consanguine brother, she becomes asaba, half of the portion of the brother. And in the presence of daughters, granddaughters, also she becomes asaba, takes the place of the brother. This is a consanguine sister. And then we have the uterine siblings. Uterine siblings, they are from the same mother. Their shares are very easy. When alone, they take 1/6. When 2 or more, they take 1/3. When alone, 1/6. When 2 or more, 1/3. But the moment there are children, grandchildren, father, grandfather, etc., they will not inherit. Uterine siblings, when there are children, grandchildren, father, grandfather, etc., uterine siblings will not inherit. So this is as far as all the heirs are concerned. We have discussed the main heirs one by one, their situation. So I hope you all have understood so far. If there's any questions, even now, you all can text it to or WhatsApp to this particular number. We will answer those questions. Now what is left is, we have some practical examples, and then we are going to handle some general concerns. Inshallah, we can, then we will be taking the questions.